doing it. There's just a bunch of different ways. That's the beautiful thing about MMA. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, man.
Yeah.
There's Ben Askren's way. Just grab a hold of you and gorilla fuck you.
Ben,
throw you to the ground.
Ben is my man too. Like
I love that dude.
I've known Ben since before he started fighting. Like he came, stayed at my house. My dog bit him and shit.
Your dog bit him?
Yeah, I had a little chihuahua, it bit him and shit. But Ben is my homeboy, man. And I think that I was nervous about him going to the UFC because I was thinking that, they was going to get him too late.
Yeah.
Because like when he, but I think he's in his
prime. He's never taken any damage.
Yeah, he never takes no damage. So I was just nervous that they get him too late. But, Ben has been instrumental in Tyron Woodley's camps. I mean, his brain is just like, we think on the same lines.
Well,
too.
he's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
He's always sending me book suggestions. Like, he's smart as shit, dude. That guy reads.
Yeah.
But he's also very analytical in his approach.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna, no disrespect to George Gurgel, but George Gurgel abandoned his jiu-jitsu and just started banging. Ben's not.
No, he's never going to do that. Yeah.
It's never happening.
And I like the way he thinks too. He's like, like he doesn't spend time away from what he's good at.
Yeah.
He stays in that realm.
Oh, he's always coaching?
Yeah.
Constantly involved in wrestling.
Yeah. He's always coaching kids. But I mean, even with himself, like we'll go up there. Ben ain't training for nothing. We'll go up and Ben will give Tyron however many rounds he needs.
Really?
Yeah. Most guys, I got to bring in like 2-3 guys in to get Tyron some work.
Yeah.
Ben will give him work.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of shape he's in, he gives Tyron work.
Well, he was talking about, if they do open up that 165-pound division, which I guess they're talking about, because there's so much talent in that division. I really think if they moved it to 75 and they had a 65, 75, 85, I think that's better.
Yeah.
And then Ben would fight at 65 because he doesn't want to, fight Tyron.
Yeah.
Him and Tyron are real good friends. But I like a lot of matchups with him. I really love the Robbie Lawler fight. I mean, I know they pulled off that fight because the Anaheim card fell apart.
But they're going to fight.
Is it on Brooklyn?
I think they're fighting March 2nd.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Is it Robbie and him?
And Robbie and
I
Ben.
felt like they were going to make that headliner for a fight night. I felt like I saw Robbie's face as a head. I don't know if that's been solidified. I should just text Ben and ask him.
Yeah, right.
Or text Dana. It's a great matchup though. That's that's where you see where Ben fits in is against world class competition.
I mean, you'll see where he fits in against world class competition, or see if Robbie is done or not.
Yeah.
It's a great fight,
right,
for both guys.
Or if Robbie's still a savage.
Yeah.
Man, I like Robbie taking the time off too.
Yeah.
I think that's important for Robbie. I mean, you look at the wars that guy went through. The Carlos Condit fight, the fucking Rory McDonald fight. I mean, good Jesus Christ!
I know
who gets out of that unscathed. Not a single human that's ever lived gets out of that fight unscathed.
And he needed that. He needs time off.
Yeah,
because when you get hit like that, and he's a savage. He's a fighter.
When he was screaming and his lip was split open. I mean, it was like a zipper was open.
Yeah.
And he's screaming. And I'm interviewing him after the fight, and I'm like, dude, I could see your teeth. Like, literally, you see his teeth right through his mouth. I mean, right through his lips.
Oh,
yeah.
My God.
Yeah, and he didn't give a fuck.
No.
Stitch it up.
No, he's a fighter, man. Like, that's the type of guy, like, hey, get on that bag.
Yeah.
And throw some meat at you.
Well, he used to not even spar, which is really crazy. When he was fighting Strikeforce, he wasn't even sparring. And I asked him about it. He goes, well, I already know how to fight. Like, okay. Questions are over. Thank you.
Well, I mean, also, too, you got to look at it, too, like where he comes from.
Yeah.
Like, them dudes in the Midwest don't got no filter. You know what I'm saying? They was just trying to kick the shit out of each other every sparring practice.
That was every practice.
Yeah, every practice.
The Militich days.
Just knocking guys out, drag them off the floor until they wake up, and then bring another guy in. And then when they wake up, bring them back in.
Bring them back in.
Yeah, bring them back in.
That's what's really crazy. When guys get KO'd. I remember that from boxing gyms. You'd watch guys get dropped, like, boink! And then they'd be sparring like 10 minutes later. Like, what are you doing? You should be in the hospital.
Yeah, right.
Do you understand what just happened to your brainstem?
See, I don't like that part of the game,
Well,
and I don't even know if it's even necessary.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
It was ignorance, because if that guy gets hit again, he could get, like, do you know Joseph Valtellini, after he beat Mark DeBont in Glory, he won. He won the title. He was fucked up for months. Like, he couldn't have any lights on. He had to be in a room. He said that the light from like a charger, from a cell phone charger, that little tiny little light would fuck his head up. It'd give him headaches. He had a severe concussion from a fight he won. He got clipped with a giant knee in that fight.
God.
And just boom, sent his head back. And even though he won the fight, he still was fucked up for a long time afterwards.
So I was looking up
UFC 235 takes shape with 2 title fights and 3 ex-UFC champs. So is that on the card?
So it says it's Jones, Anthony Smith,
Ooh.
Tyron versus Kamaru Usman,
Ooh.
and then Askren and Lawler.
Woo! That's it.
There we go.
Is that March 2nd?
Yeah.
That's in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
God damn. Pray to the MMA gods. Keep that card together.
Keep that. Hey, and then don't forget Pedro Munoz and Cody Garbrandt.
Ooh, is that on that fight
that's
too?
on there too, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's a fucking card right
I know.
there. That's
Yeah.
a fucking card.